Yes. Yes. So wicked. Well, good morning, Guardians. As you know, Bungie has released a new vidoc video today on this October 27, 2020, and we are going to check that bad boy out together and see what we can find. So, you ready? I'm so excited.
It kicks off the next trilogy of stories that we're trying to tell with Destiny.
Players are going to go on a journey to discover the true nature of light and dark.
It's the beginning of players learning more about the darkness, and in fact going so far as to wield it.
It's about leaving comfort and safety behind, walking a different road than one that you...
All right, so as we can see, we've got the no time to explain right there. I can't tell if I can see any new weapons on their backs or not. I guess they all look like new weapons. Is that the new exotic? Well, the maps look pretty sick so far. I like the way the no time to explain looks. It's a classic look.
You may have believed you were destined for.
What makes something bad? What makes darkness dark?
Who's right?
Scenes we've seen before. Okay. Gambit,
Who was
Drifter.
it?
Yeah. Aldrin Sav, which we know who is
How are those
back
legends
as a
gonna
Guardian.
change the characters that you have gotten to know over the last 6 years.
Well, that was a new wicked cutscene. Oh, here we go.
Beyond Light's really the beginning of a new adventure. Guardians, for the longest time, have been bathed in the light, sort of this altruistic force fighting back evil. And now we're starting to move into that gray area between the light and dark.
If the darkness reaches out, we must reach back.
I will not sanction this.
In Season of Arrivals, the Vanguard is divided. You have some characters telling you, we should fight these ships, and we have other characters who are saying, no, we should find out what they want. We should get to know them and understand more. But it definitely comes to a head.
All right,
This next year
nothing
in
we haven't
Destiny
seen
is
so
really just
far.
about how all the different characters and factions are reacting to these disappeared destinations and what
We're
that
with Spider
means
now,
as the
and
journeys have
apparently Zavala feels like he can hang out with Cabal. Okay.
arrived in our system, not for the first time, but for the second time.
We're going to see the return of a character who's been absent for a pretty long time in The Stranger.
And the Stranger is apparently finding stasis with, if you remember in that scene, Varix was making out a radio call and the Stranger was right behind her. So now we know what was in the chest. Varix had some stasis with him.
Boy, does she have a lot to say, and she has a lot of time to explain.
When I know more,
Ha ha. She's got a lot of time to explain. Ha ha ha. So funny.
you'll know more.
She has shown up to encourage us to take on the darkness, and the only way to truly stop it is to work with it.
And here comes our guardian.
Okay, you can't tell me you don't want that ghost. Like, if there is a ghost shell that looks like that, that's pretty wicked. So, I'm hoping they come out with something. I'd rather earn it than buy it, but it is what it is.
Right on time.
Why did the darkness invite us here?
The darkness has been
Europa
calling out
is
to us this whole time.
literally like a time capsule.
Europa is huge.
Killer destination, freezing cold.
Desolate.
Some of the most beautiful spaces I've ever seen in a video game.
There was a lot built on Europa during the Golden Age, and a lot of that was built underground. Clovis Bray had some research facilities there, really pushing the limits of technology and innovation there, maybe stepping into some things that...
Ooh, we get to see the Exo Lab. That's pretty nice. Any of you got Exo Guardians? I know I do.
we shouldn't have.
under the ice, all kinds of secrets.
I'm so excited for what players are going to find.
Okay, now does that look like a raid to anybody? Because that is a 6-man drop, exactly how we do it in like Scourge of the Past and Leviathan, dropping 6 guys into one event. So if you're looking for what the beginning of the raid's going to look like, that's probably it. God, these maps look so good.
On Europa was actually something we've wanted to do for a long time.
We wanted it to feel harsh.
The weather system is so awesome. Like, you're walking through an open space and all of a sudden things start happening.
Coming across like Fallen or Vex for the first time, you can barely make out the glow in their eyes.
The sound of the wind, the ice will change based on what the weather is looking like. You'll actually feel every piece of the environment changing around you.
That's going to feel pretty awesome, like very immersive. The weather's going to change as you're playing the game. I'm very excited for that. Oh, it makes you just so much more in-depth.
Place. Aramis is there in advance of us, and she set up a forward base. She has lieutenants who have gotten their hands on stasis, gotten their hands on the darkness, and they're learning to wield it.
One by one, we will rise again.
And so I think her motivations are really interesting too.
Today, we begin breaking free from our chains.
Aramis really challenges a lot of the ways that we think about.
Okay, see, that's important because when the Fallen had the light, they became ether dependent, which is why they have servitors to produce the ether that they need to survive. But by wielding stasis and absorbing a new power, I assume by destroying that servitor, it's symbolic and that they no longer need the ether supply from the servitors. They can survive without. So maybe we'll be fighting less servitors?
Light and darkness. She's going to make you think about your relationship with the Traveler.
She's a compelling leader, and she has a vision. And especially after the collapse of their society, people, I think, the Fallen wanted someone to follow.
Is the light going to be enough? I think we've seen that we need some new tools to fight our enemies with. Maybe it's time to fight fire with fire, or ice with ice.
Stasis is, not just a set of new supers, but it's a new damage type. We've got Solar Void.
All right, so let's see. This is the Revenant Hunter class. From the Whisper to Aurora, be the calm and the storm. Summon 2 stasis commas, silence and squall. Apparently that's what your 2 commas are called. That you throw one after another. Silence creates a flash freeze blast that freezes and damages targets. So your first throw, I would assume, is silence. That freezes and damages, and Squall creates a stasis storm that slows and damages targets caught inside. So you've got Silence and Squall both doing 2 different things. So the question is, can you control which one you throw first? Wouldn't that be something? Like,
Void arc, and now we've got Stasis.
All right, so you got your basic dodge. Nothing new there. Reloads.
The idea for stasis all really came back from the gameplay idea of freezing someone.
That was kind of the theme that everyone kind of rallied behind.
Okay. Obviously, that was a stasis staff, aka the Warlocks. He threw it, probably assuming that's the melee. It hits one target, all the way tracks to the next target. Well, isn't that nice? Wait to see that in PvP. Like, we don't already have a problem with tracking targets.
Dima's an amazing concept artist, had some images that really kind of put us on the right path.
That does look really good.
What really was landing with that was the more crystalline notion. So when we say cosmic ice, that's kind of where the cosmic comes in.
Once he freezes solid, I'm able to hit him again and shatter him into pieces.
The pieces break apart and explode into sharp shards that can damage you. So all of that kind of came together when we landed on that theme.
Okay. Nothing we haven't seen yet so far.
Stasis is going to not only change the way that you can attack
Oh yeah, nice AoE on that throw, hunters.
or approach combat, there's also some really great ways that you can upgrade it.
Then you start getting into like the more interesting parts, things that we're calling aspects and fragments, which are additional ways to modify.
All right, let's see your aspects. These are what you'll be adding to your subclass. Let's see if we can't back it up a second. Catch him right in the pause.
Which are additional ways.
All right, so the first one, we got Ice Flare Bolts. An unseen yet all-knowing stare fixed eternally to a solitary point. You track your enemies with blade-like precision. Okay, that's nice. Shattering a frozen target grants a small amount of grenade energy and spawns seekers that track and freeze other nearby targets. So that's what we were seeing earlier. Warlocks, your Shadebinders, get to, I guess if you add Ice Flare Bolts, you'll shatter a frozen target and it'll track to the next target. That's nice. That's nice.
Ways to modify your.
Second one for our Shadebinders. I don't know if these are universal to each character, but you got Frost Pulse, a conflux trapped, motionless in crystal, infinite possibilities held in tranquil inertia. You unleash the darkness within, suspending your enemies in harrowing stillness. Casting your rift generates a shockwave that freezes nearby combatants. Well, every time you cast your healing rift or your damage rift, you'll freeze everything around you. That's really nice, actually.
Your subclass.
And boom,
Aspects
there
are,
it is.
a little bit more potent.
There it is.
And then the fragments are the things that are class agnostic.
All right, so your fragments down here, you get gain bonus weapon damage after freezing a target within stasis, but you lose strength. So it's kind of like the buffs they were adding to the Iron Lord weapons that we were getting from Iron Banner.
But depending on what your class is and depending what.
Whisper Fissures. Increase the damage and size of the burst of stasis. Okay, when you destroy a stasis crystal or defeat a frozen target. So you defeat a frozen target and the explosion radius is bigger. It's like a dragonfly.
What your aspects are and how you want to play, you're probably going to be starting to select different ones in there. This is just the beginning for stasis. We're going to continue to expand on it. We're just excited for players to get their hands on this.
So it looks like they're really leaning towards the D1 type of, the end of D1 type of supers where everything is extremely custom. You make your Guardian the way you want to make your Guardian. If you want extra explosions, you know, that extra tracking freeze, you'll definitely have a PvP and a PvE loadout. That is for certain. That's going to be nuts. Freezing everything and oh, PvP is just going to be chaotic.
When we're creating a new palette like Stasis, we do what we call a source jam. Everyone on the team blocks out about a week where we can say, okay, you're going to go out into the world, microphone recorder, record anything that reminds you of cosmic ice.
That's neat.
That gives us the palette that we can build the eventual sounds out of.
I found personally that the best way to do it was
very
at night.
cool, very cool.
But doing screams, screeches, and blood-curdling yells is a little scary at night. Then I had a really rumbly stomach, and that also was recorded. There was also a breast pump.
Okay.
You have to make
Oh,
use of what you got.
the new exotic sniper. Basically the Thunderlord sniper. There's your
And beyond light,
no
we
time to
have new
explain.
exotic weapons for you.
The chainsaw sword. Gears
No
of
time to explain's
War.
coming back. Instead of just being the gun that refills your magazine when you land precision hits, you actually get a little time portal, and it starts spitting out rounds alongside you. You can actually have that on top of the Arc Soul, so you can be your own little mini firing squad you build for it. Another one we have is the Laments. It uses up your sword's energy to give yourself a new combo that ends up in a big spinning slash. Probably the largest selling point for a lot of people is that it slices right through barrier champions.
Yeah, except getting to those barrier champions on a Grandmaster is a little bit harder.
The fact that it is a chainsaw sword.
Maybe.
Yeah. For Beyond Light, we really wanted to create exotic armor pieces that formed a key part of your build around which all the other parts of your build could revolve. For example, the Titan gets the Icefall Mantle, which is a set of exotic arms that looks like it is crafted from Golden Age tech. When you activate it, you sort of slam your arms down, create a burst of stasis energy, and then you cover yourself in an overshield.
That's going to be pretty wicked for
exotic is
PvP.
Necrotic Grip. If you are facing a wave of thralls running at you, you can nail them with your melee attack, and it starts to burst and sort of cascade through the whole group.
It's kind of like a Dune Marchers, but I feel like its
There's
range
a
is
lot there
limited.
for newcomers coming in too. If you've got a friend who hasn't tried it out, it's a really great time to jump in.
Oh, the
Light, that
reset!
entry
They're doing a
experience
new
for free
light
players.
reset. You have to redo the story at
Last
the
year,
beginning.
when New Light launched, we brought back a small portion of the Cosmodrome. This year, we're bringing back a much larger portion.
Let's see, we got the Cosmodrome, the Moth Yards, the Steppers, that's where you first spawn in, Forgotten Shore. It basically looks like the same Cosmodrome we knew before.
Of the destination.
Oh, too bad he didn't wander over to that strike so we could see what it was. I remember
it takes
this.
Some of the experiences that started with original
I remember
Destiny
that.
1, but puts them and stitches them together in a different
Some of
way
those
and
maps were so
adds new
fun,
things
Sparrow
and
jumping.
Tells a different story.
What you're going to meet in this new opening
Skywatch.
experience is a character with not one, but two names from Fast and the Furious, Shah Han.
Shah Han.
I didn't think we had other Guardians on patrol here.
What I love about the Cosmodrome is it feels like Destiny distilled.
This is all a new light experience. That's not the expansion.
Season of the Hunt picks up where Arrivals left off.
Other forces are taking advantage of the darkness to make their move forward, including Xivu Arath, a sister of Oryx, and she's taking this opportunity to build up an army, and we're working with Osiris to try to stop her.
All right,
Osiris
all
goes
right.
out, stumbles across
Working with
these
Osiris
hive
again.
growths that are driving combatants crazy.
Right there
Osiris
on
is
the
in
moon.
trouble, and of course, you're his only hope.
Oh! Yeah, check it out! That is Aldrin Sov
We warned you it was going to be dangerous.
with pork chop!
Impossible.
Wicked.
We finally catch up to what we saw at the end of Forsaken, where we saw Aldrin being brought back to life by a ghost.
Aldrin, who now refers to himself as Crow, he doesn't know what he did. The slate's been wiped clean when he was resurrected as a Guardian.
We know what he's done, and we know what he could be capable of doing. So now we're going to spend some time watching him go back and forth. And that's going to question how we look at him, how we look at ourselves, how we look at the light, how we look at darkness.
We brought him back. He works for the spider now. Interesting. Okay. All right.
It's creating these cryptoliths
Hence the crest
around
on
the
his
system,
chest.
and those cryptoliths are attracting Elixian Cabal and corrupting them.
Okay,
So
the
Xivu
Dreaming
Arath is
City.
essentially corrupting herself an army, and it's our job to put a stop to it.
I'm really excited to see.
Okay, she just said she's corrupting herself an army. It's exactly what Oryx did. He took his army. He did the Taken. This is the corruption. I'm just, similarities, right?
See Xivu Arath fleshed out more, and to find out more about her relationship with Savathun and what that means for year 4 of Destiny.
Savathun has been placing dominoes, and at the end of year 4, she's gonna knock down the dominoes.
Bring it on.
We're gonna see what she's
We'll
doing
take her
up
down
to.
too.
And so
Crota, Oryx.
This year, she's putting the last pieces in place.
Bring it on, Savathun. I'm waiting. I've been waiting.
Destiny is just a really incredible world, and there are so many stories for us to tell.
We have a lot to look forward to. Beyond Light, then the Witch Queen, and then Lightfall, and all the seasonal content between. We feel like we've got a really great way to bring people together. Working through COVID,
New
and
emotes,
working
oh,
through
that was
some
cool.
of the
Double
other
gun.
turmoil in the world right now has been really challenging.
I have to admit, I've been pleasantly surprised with how well we've been able to get things done.
We're committed to your characters and your community of players. We want to meet you where you are.
I think the thing that excites me the most about Destiny's future is how much it's rooted in where we come from.
Seeing villains revealed and finding out secrets that we've been hinting at for years.
When I look at the team that we're building and continuing to grow and hire, the new leaders that are coming up in Destiny, that gets me super excited.
Destiny's best days are ahead of us.
Okay, did anybody notice that the Hunter dodge did that AoE effect where it freezes everybody around him? Yeah, like it's not annoying enough when you're in PvP and Hunters double jump with their... why am I drawing a blank? It's not the Stompies. They'll double jump with their Stompies, get super altitude on you, or have a double dodge next to you. So now, on top of dodging away from you, they're going to freeze you in the middle of combat. The Titan struggle is real. So real. I'm excited. I'm excited. I can't wait. That whole day is going to be nothing but Beyond Light for me. Woo! Yes. Yes. So wicked. So wicked. Loved it. Loved it. We also have the Beyond Light schedule. Let's see, the Beyond Light campaign begins with Stasis. You got your subclasses, your Savathun's Grip exotic, and your new exotic weapons and armor, the Hawk Moon. It's official. It's here. And oh, looky, looky, all the exotics we have to look forward to. Whew, we got Europa, the Cosmodrome, new season armor, exotic weapons, new strikes. Okay, new lost sectors. All right, all right. Everything you'd expect from a new place. 100 plus seasonal ranks again, new artifact mods, as expected, new triumphs, shaders, emblems, Iron Banner, the Dawning. All right. Typical stuff for an expansion. It's all about the stuff you bring to the table, Destiny. Let's see, the seasonal artifact looks like some sort of techie staff looking thing. But that's 11/10. That's when it comes out. What do we have to look forward to? Europa's Secrets. Okay. That's November, December, January. So that's our 3-month timeline till the 12th. Let's see. On the 13th, we get Trials Weapons, aka that Friday, the first Trials. I'll be trying that. We'll see how that goes. Season mission begins. Wrathborn hunts begin. Okay, so we'll be working on the corrupted hive. Let's see, the raid opens. Now this, world's first, y'all better be ready for this. We Deep Stone Crypt. And like I said earlier in the video, when those 6 Guardians landed in, I'm pretty sure that's going to be the beginning of the raid. Then we got December 8th, Iron Banner. I hope they come up with some new sick armor. I really do. I want something new and something that I can fight for in the banner. Like, I just want it. It's like I want it. The Dawning. All right. It is what it is. The Christmas event. Yeah. And more. All right. So, that's what we got to look forward to, Guardians. I hope you're as excited as I am. Woo! Let's get it. Let's get it.